Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Game Pass Grab Bag, your weekly podcast reviewing games from the Game Pass collection, bringing you 3 new perspectives of varying skill range. I am the Archmage of this episode, Andrew. With me, the one who plays with his wand too much, Keith.
Hello.
And of course, our nobody, Liz.
Hey guys.
And this week, we played Nobody Saves the World by Drinkbox Studios. Nobody Saves the World is a top-down action role-playing game where you are playing a white baby, as a lot of people describe you in the world, but you are essentially a blank slate of a person who, of course, is called Nobody, and you end up stumbling upon a magical wand that lets you transform into different beings, whether it be a snail, whether it be a slug, a strong man, a zombie, whatever the situation requires. But going around, so for me, this is a game, almost a definite game. I had a ton of fun with Nobody Saves the World. My biggest gripe, I did not care for the world. The world itself, in the environments they built, it was just kind of lifeless. And I thought it was so missed because there was a lot of moments of this game where I thought it was going to be hilarious. It was just kind of a miss. But the gameplay is a ton of fun. So I definitely at least recommend you check it out.
So I think this has got to be a definite game for me. I think it is because I had a ton of fun with all of my gameplay in it. I do agree there's some things that could have been better in some ways about the game, or in terms of, the world and some of the ways that things shook out, I guess. But all in all, I had a ton of fun playing it. It's multiplayer. It's actually plays really well with friends.
Yeah, co-op's great.
Yeah, I just definitely think it's worth checking out.
For me, it's a game. I have to bring it up because my memory is really bad. We are re-recording because we lost the original audio. So we're obviously in a different week's game. Well, the only reason I'm bringing it up is because I think I had little bouts of burnout throughout it. And I think it's kind of important for me to say because I give it a game, but I had these long bursts and then I'd just be like, oh, I need a break. So my mind is like a sieve, This is going to be hard.
So as I said, with the story with Nobody Saves the World, you just wake up and you are this black-eyed white baby who, I should just say child, but everyone does call you a baby, which is kind of funny. But you have no memory at all. You wake up in a shack and people just tell you, hey, go visit the local wizard. Maybe he'll be able to help you out. But then you find out the local wizard's missing. And so you take it upon yourself to rescue this wizard because the great calamity is starting to spread across the world. And you're taking it upon yourself to try to save this world. And that honestly is the majority of the story. Because unfortunately, even though this is considered a role-playing game, I was disappointed that there really wasn't interesting side quests or side characters that were that fun. But overall, what did you guys think of the story?
The ending really kind of bummed me out. I wasn't what I was expecting. It was, but it was also kind of sad. And then you're talking about side quests and characters and stuff. Why is the mummy there?
I know.
I thought that it was kind of just useless.
I know. A character called Danielle the Mummy, and literally she only says this, because she's a mummy. And it's like, oh, this game's going to be hilarious. You get introduced to her, right away. And I was like, this game's going to be hilarious. And they did nothing with, any of the characters or any of, the side humor that they're trying to go for.
The wizard that wants to, get up in the world.
Yeah.
I thought was really funny. But besides that, I feel like the humor kind of slowly fizzled.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of those things about the gameplay we talk about it all the time, but I think that they do a good job at it, is you have these little dialogue moments, I think with a couple people, but largely with this one main character who's, the mage's assistant, and you basically only get 2 choices that don't have any matter of what you do. So great, but they know they're doing it and they kind of make fun of it. So I thought they did a really good job with the way the dialogue played out in some ways, but at the same time, I think we were, if I remember, we compared it to The Messenger, and some of the side characters in that game where you could just talk to them and they were just so engaging and lifeful. The characters here, they had one line and one line only, every time you talk to them.
I know. I always got so disappointed. I'd go to a new village and I'm like, ooh, this village is kind of cool looking with some interesting characters. And you go up to people and they're just like, I like turtles. And it's that's all they say. And it's just okay, cool. Well, thanks.
I think it would have been funny that depending on your response, they would have made it harder for you. I think that would have been an awesome thing to navigate. Not that I would want it to be harder, but I mean, I feel like that would be a really cool
subtle
thing to
way
add.
to like increase the difficulty of the game.
Yeah.
Because what if you pick wrong and then you put on nightmare mode?
Or if you're like, oh, will you do this for me and you really don't want to, so you hit no, and then they're just like, okay, well, the shortcut is now blocked, you know?
I feel like that'd be an awful mechanic. Especially for, I can't believe someone like you is suggesting that.
I would rather have that than just have dialogue choices that don't mean anything. That's like a pet peeve of mine for games.
Could you imagine getting like 2 hours in this game and you make it a choice and it just like puts the game on nightmare mode for you? Babe, that would be a nightmare for you.
I did not say nightmare mode. I just said block a shortcut. No, I just said block a shortcut or something.
Okay, hold on. This is coming from the person who says a game needs to respect your time, and you're suggesting they block shortcuts?
But you know what? People also need to be respectful. You know, if you're going to be rude and tossing insults, I mean, sometimes there are consequences for your actions.
You want the game to teach morality?
Why not? Somebody has to.
That's an interesting suggestion, Liz.
Yeah, I there are definitely games where I would like that suggestion, Liz. Not nobody saves the world.
Yeah,
I don't think we needed it here.
I at least wanted a difference with like, when you pick a dialogue choice. That's all I'm saying.
So Keith, being our our master story lover here, I don't know what title to give you.
Master story lover. Okay. Yep,
that's your official title. Congratulations. Did you even notice there was the story at all?
Yeah, I mean, because it kind of forces you to watch it. There's
not really. There's only like 2 cutscenes.
No, but you at least have to skip through the dialogue, and it doesn't have the quick skip. So even hitting A to skip through it just kind of speeds up the dialogue a little bit. So at that point, I'm like, I don't know, I'll just read it as it goes across the screen, and you can skip, like the 2 cutscenes at the beginning and end of the game, but they're like a minute, and also at that point, I don't know, I'm moderately invested. I've been following along for the most part. I didn't think it was anything terrible by any means, but the storyline wasn't what kept me playing the game. It was by and far the gameplay.
Of course he's gonna like follow along the story. There isn't that much to it. You should ask him that when there's a game that he really likes and there's a lot of story.
I mean, I thought this game had a good amount of story. It kept me interested. I really wanted to beat this game because I really wanted to know what's going on.
Like little scenes,
yeah.
But it's really not a lot in one sitting is what I mean. Like you play a lot and then you kind of get like a little tidbit.
Yeah, I mean, for a role-playing game, it's definitely light on the story compared to other role-playing games. But I thought like the world they were building was cool. I was just so disappointed in the end. I was actually like kind of blown away how dark it got. Because, I don't know, like to me, I was like, oh, this game, is probably for like younger people. Not like, I don't know, like teenage, I guess you'd say. But then like some of the story elements gets really dark. Like you have like a kid with like these 2 melting husks of bodies that are his parents, and he's just like calling out to his parents. And it was like, this is really dark. Like this is really sad.
There's also no justice at all either.
Yeah,
it's like do crappy things, and you know what? Nothing will happen to you. I don't like that moral.
I mean, you save the world. Everyone's happy and fine in the end.
Spoiler alert, Keith. Even though it's in the title, but still, spoilers.
I don't know who did it.
Yeah, but you're not really saving the world. I don't want to give too much away, but you're not a hero.
Well, you're a nobody.
Everybody's
you're not hero saves the world. You're nobody saves the world.
Is everybody dead at the end of the game? No, everyone's alive.
Yeah.
Nobody's in said husks. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Keith,
the world exists at the end of the game.
So,
if I set a pack of wild dogs on you and then I saved you, would you be like, wow, Liz, you're a hero even though I almost got you killed?
I mean, you still saved me, so thanks for that. I appreciate that you saved me. I mean, it could still be a storyline that Liz saves Keith from wild pack of dogs.
I feel like what I said was too much of a spoiler.
A little bit, but
this beep over me.
It's not that big of a deal. You're really not giving away any big twist or anything like that.
I wanted to know more about the dolphins.
That was the only funny side quest, and which is an achievement as well. But yeah, you are trying to translate this one particular dolphin, and you end up finding what he's saying is very inappropriate, and it's actually pretty hilarious. But that's just my biggest like complaint. I was expecting this game to be like so much like so much more like humorous with its storytelling, but it really wasn't. Even its characters were cool, just not interesting.
Did you want to learn more about the characters that you become? So like the bodybuilder, or the mermaid.
I was curious. It's
scary mermaid.
Are you possessing people? I want to say no, because like you don't really see zombies or mermaids in the world.
You just transform into them.
Yeah, I think it's purely just a transformation. I don't think it's a hostile takeover of any means.
But I mean, that's one thing I loved about this game was the transformation. The transformation is just a ton of fun in this game. The gameplay is, as I said, this is a role-playing game. So you are leveling up each one of these characters that you're transforming into. But the way you level up is actually very unique. Anytime you are playing a certain character, let's say like the archer, you have specific quests just for that archer. And when you complete those quests, that's how you get experience points for for the archer. And then, of course, you also level up your white body husk person. But I loved the mechanics of the quests in this game because they constantly challenge you to play differently, which is like, as I said before, why I like achievements. When achievements try to challenge me to do something different in the game, that's essentially what these quests did. So it's like, hey, you're playing the archer, but use the guard's ability and kill so many people with the guard's ability as the archer. And this cool mixed and match that you can do just really livens up the gameplay, and I loved it.
I love that there's certain characters that I really didn't want to play, but the fact that you can swap things out, and still do it and still kind of customize it, I really love. Because, you still have to keep, like, the first, right?
Yeah.
The first ones?
Every character has a signature move, which the signature move is what regenerates mana.
But yeah, it forces you to get out of your comfort zone and try the other characters. Because for me, like, I first loved the guard and then the bodybuilder. And then it was him and the monk. I just like, and it was also, I loved being able to switch back and forth when you're traveling because some of them were so slow. It's like, mouse, here we come.
Yep.
It's a weird dynamic, and I don't know if you noticed this at all, Andrew, playing the game. I felt like it kind of gave tutorial information slow. Like, I learned that I could change my characters using the quick, like, left bumper. Probably a good 30 minutes before it told you within the game. Where I was like, hey, did you know you could do this quickly? I was like, yeah. I kind of just did that by accident and figured it out.
No, I do agree with you because I first started playing this game with Liz. We started doing co-op. And, of course, you only get, like, 1 or 2 skins. So, of course, you're pressing pause, going to the, like, menu where you go to select your skins and then change to that person. And I remember complaining to Liz, like, we were getting pretty good at quickly doing it, but it would still just pause the game for both of us, so it was kind of annoying. And I wish there was a quick way to kind of just quickly change your skins. And then sure enough, like, yeah, we got that tip too, where it's like, oh, hold right bumper, and you can change real quickly. And it's like, well, that would have been nice to know at the very beginning.
There is a lot of pausing when you play multiplayer.
Yeah, there is.
It's definitely one of the biggest drawbacks to it, but outside of that, it played smoothly. There's what, like a bungee cord or whatever you want to call it. Like, you have to stay within the main frame of the person who's hosting the game.
Yeah, the main screen,
but all in all, it plays really well. And I think one of my favorite things about it, as you guys were talking about the customization of the characters, is if I joined Andrew's game, I could customize all of my characters using what he had unlocked so far in the game. And when I would log back into Andrew's game, it remembered everything that I had. So I didn't have to do that every single time I logged into the game. Because if you had to do that, it would have taken away from it, because it is a lot of pausing. But largely, once you're doing some end game stuff, if you're playing co-op, you have everything set up the way you want it to be, and so it's just it becomes the series of just all Hot Wheels on the change. So
I absolutely love the co-op in this game. The co-op in this game is like this. If I first saw this game, I would never think that this game needed co-op, but after playing it, it's just a ton of fun. Just so you know, there is no couch co-op. It's strictly online, so unfortunately you can't play with someone in the same room with you. But yeah, as Keith said, it works so well. So I start, none of my friends are on, so I'm starting a single player game, playing it, and then at any point, Keith can jump into my single player game. And then, yeah, while he's doing his things, which is great because whenever he finishes a quest, it's actually doing it for my game. So we're essentially leveling up these characters twice as fast because, he's playing the archer, I'm playing the guardsman, and we're working on 2 different sets of quests, but we can just knock them both out at the same time and really level up these characters quick. Yeah, and Keith logs out, and it'll save his stuff if he ever comes back, or that Liz will jump into my game. And then, now Liz can fiddle with things and change things up. And it was just a lot of fun. I loved the co-op.
It's also nice too because sometimes in the caves, a lot of the enemies will have specific things to break their shields.
Yep.
And so sometimes I would really want to try to upgrade my character. So, Andrew would do the first blast on that room, and then the next room, like I would be able to do it. So
yeah. I would do light damage. You would do dark damage.
Exactly. Yeah. And I also like to, I forget what they're called, but like the secondary abilities, like the money magnet and stuff.
Oh, the passive abilities?
Yeah. So like when you go in the caves, because I really struggled in the caves playing by myself at the beginning. And then when I was playing with Andrew, like there's a little sign at the beginning that tells you, what makes this harder. And so there's one in particular where, you take a lot of damage. So you have to have the egg one. So you get like 1/6 of the damage. And so for me, I learned from Andrew that you really have to think about those slots as well and really customize it that way. And also when you're with two people, you can usually have the money magnet going, which I feel like is so much easier. Andrew hated doing co-op with me.
Oh my God.
Because I love to loot. So having the money magnet thing made it a lot faster.
Some people have addictions to alcohol, some drugs, some gambling. Liz has an addiction to loot. Like, my God, you cannot leave a single jar unsmashed. You got to open everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of jars and pots and plants and things in this game that just don't have anything in it. So it's just
Liz
like
had a check.
I would never go out of my way. I would generally try to take everything out that was in my path that I was going, but yeah, I tried not to go out of my way too much for it.
I also want to point out too that with those caves where you're fighting the boss, how sometimes that you can't advance your character, but they have like the infinite quest still going. Because sometimes I'm always like, oh man, like I really want to get him to see so I can unlock this character. But I like that they still allow you to do is that what it's called? Infinite quests? Yeah. So I thought that was actually really helpful. And then I really want to talk about how amazing the maps were. I like the little check marks. I said that it's done. I feel like we have played games where I'm like, I really, really want a map. And this one shows you where all the water is. So it's like, oh, I didn't go to that area, but now I have the mermaid. So I just thought it was really helpful.
Yeah, the map of this game is really impressive.
And the teleporters. I forgot that too.
Yeah. I know. I feel like this is like your number one complaint for games is like, it doesn't have a map or the map sucks. This game has a fantastic map. Yeah, if you are trying to 100% this game and find all the collectibles, it makes it very easy to do.
Well, I was playing this game today and another game as well. And the other game, the map was not nearly as good as this one. So it kind of made me appreciate it a bit more.
But you brought up a really good point. That one thing I loved about this game is, there's a ton of different skins that you get, different. With each skin, they have their own very unique play style, their own unique abilities. But I love this game did not pigeonhole you to, you have to beat like the third boss in order to unlock this skin. You essentially can unlock majority of this like different forms really early in the game. The only requirement you need is to level up like a skin to like a level C, and then there's essentially like a skill tree that has all these forms on it. And if you work your way up to this skill tree, like you can unlock skins just like different forms. So I just love that. I never felt like, I just want to rush this game, beat this boss so I can get, the monk. No, all I have to do is, work on the horse and work on, I think it was the zombie was the other one. And then boom, I got the monk.
And like I said earlier, if you really love a character and you're bummed you have to, branch out and try to get more characters, you can always bring back their moves. Like I really liked the flex of the bodybuilder, the zombie, and also the ones for the monk. So that just made me not miss them as much.
You just like the muscle man because he was a buff guy in a tight underwear and he would always flex his butt when you had him stand still.
He just seemed nice. He seemed really nice.
Because he's really buff.
As he threw his barbell around at everybody. Seemed very,
you know what?
very
when
polite.
I was throwing that barbell, defending you, Andrew, I bet you were like, he seems like a nice guy.
I would say defending me.
What a nice
Wow.
What a nice fella.
What a nice greased up naked man.
He was not naked. He was clothed. This game is not. It's not about PG-13.
He just had a banana hammock. That's all.
But you know what? Maybe it was really hot out, and maybe that's why his shirt is off. And you're just judging him, and he's actually the nicest guy in the world. You should think before you judge.
I mean, it's not a bad theory. I mean, heck, your main character is naked.
Yeah, that's not grease. That's sweat. Because he's saving the world.
Is he? Is he, Liz?
He's carrying the world on his back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just like, so what I loved about Nobody Saves the World is it just constantly makes you change up your gameplay, which I know some people will hate. Some people like, the one winning combo that they can just destroy everything. But every dungeon you go to makes you change up your gameplay. To do quests, you got to change up your gameplay. To unlock new forms, you got to change up your gameplay. So you're just constantly rotating your abilities, switching to different play styles, and everyone just felt so unique. I got to ask you guys, what was your favorite? I know Liz said yours, the Muscle Man and the Monk.
Well, I mean, but I also really enjoyed going back to the guard and the mouse. And I also like, too, that the environments made you go back to those, too. Because, like, there's certain areas that only the mouse can go, or the mermaid. And so, for me, whenever I went back, I remembered what I liked about that character. And I was like, maybe I can bring this to this character. So, yeah. But, the bodybuilder and the monk, I think, were my faves.
I think, I think I would say for sure that I liked the monk a lot. I think it was a ton of fun. I liked the like rain in the sky or whatever, sky rain. That was a cool ability. But I think overall, I actually had a ton of fun just playing with a ghost. It was kind of lazy because you just kind of had this passive aura, but you would just kind of, I don't know, you would kite enemies around and just build up these big groups, and you could just kind of mow them down pretty quickly with that passive ability added on with like the fear and everything. It was kind of fun. And you could go across water and you could take care of just about anywhere you wanted to go. It wasn't small though, right? You still had to go to like the mouse to get through some small areas.
Yeah, only the mouse can go through the mouse hole.
No, the snail could go through too.
Oh, I never tried that.
Yeah, the snail was a lot of fun actually too.
Yeah.
They were all really fun. The only one I really didn't like, and mostly just because I couldn't get good at it, was the horse. But I think it was actually a really fun mechanic because one of the gameplay elements is that you can lock your direction of attack, and the horse attacks backwards. So you have to like run past things and like lock your direction and attack backwards. I couldn't get it right in my head and do it well, but it's also really cool at the same time.
I was actually expecting a bit more from the dragon and the necromancer, especially because you kind of really have to work your way up to them. I thought that when you got to them, they would just be these dynamite characters.
The dragon is really good.
They are,
it
but
can be.
I don't think they're better than, say, the monk or the bodybuilder. I mean, they're different, but I wouldn't say that I was like, oh, I finally worked up to this, because they just like seem really cool.
See, for me,
I kind of get what you're saying, because they're not super overpowered, but I think I still go back to where Andrew was saying it's nice that they're not. There almost just isn't one overpowered combo.
Yeah,
everything is equally viable, but it does make them a bit underwhelming as a result.
Andrew, did you leveled up my horse for me, didn't you?
I leveled up the horse for both of you guys. And
you're like, that's not going to work.
I did a lot of the horse one myself.
You did. Yeah. Keith definitely did a bit more, but yeah. Anytime I was playing both of you guys, I usually was like the horse.
But I didn't ask you. I was like, can you do this for me? You just saw me and you were like...
You didn't need to ask. I knew I know a lot of times what you're thinking, babe. And I'm like, okay, I'll play the horse.
Don't you like that horse character?
But the horse really wasn't that bad. It did a ton of damage, which was nice. It was tricky to play with. For me, I loved the dragon. The dragon was one of my favorites. And then, of course, the monk. But I loved the snail and the robot. The robot's slow, but man, he has some great abilities.
Oh, that drill is cool, yeah.
But yeah, my least favorite, I really didn't like the necromancer. He honestly didn't bring anything that interesting to the table. Like, he could summon dead people, but it's like, you already had a couple classes that could summon.
The zombie.
So it was just kind of like, eh. And then like his abilities just weren't that impressive. And then I didn't care for the rogue. The rogue just had too long of cooldowns, and he just, I don't know, he didn't do too much.
Yeah, I avoided, that was, or I wouldn't say avoided, but that was, I think, one of the last ones I leveled up, because I wasn't ever interested in playing it very much.
But one thing I loved about this game is, since everyone has like these different abilities, like the rogue has an ability where he goes invisible, and then he can like backstab somebody. If we put that ability on a different person, let's say like the horse, it's actually really funny that the horse disappears and like he'll actually pick up his hoof and like have a dagger attached to it and like stab people with it. The animations when you put the abilities on different people are actually pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite ones I noticed was the strongman, Liz's favorite. When you put on one of the archer's abilities, that it was like, I don't know, like an auto shot. He would like lift up his arm and shoot him out of his armpit.
I didn't notice that.
He was one of the first ones I noticed it on. But yeah, I was like, that's pretty awesome. And I like you said, I just think it's such a perfect attention to detail. And I, even as stupid as it is or as little as it is, I really appreciate that they did it.
But one thing about the gameplay that I found to be kind of disappointing too was the bosses. Every dungeon has a boss, which once real quick too. But another thing I loved about the dungeons are super quick. You're looking at like 5 to 15 minutes to do a dungeon, which is great. But the bosses were generally, majority of the times, a bigger version of a monster you were fighting. So it's just a reskin version, and they didn't really do anything that interesting until the final boss. The final boss actually had some interesting mechanics, but all the other ones were just like, yep, it's a bigger ooze. All right, here we go.
I like that it was very forgiving, though, because there's like a portal that you can activate before you go into the boss. And so every time you die, you go back there instead of having to redo the whole cave. And actually, the reason why I stopped looting as much, by the way, what I said earlier, is I'd go through the caves and I'd like die a bunch sometimes if I wasn't really, planning things out, especially at the beginning. And I was just like, I'm just going to go faster.
Yeah, because every time you die, it respawns all those jars. So Liz is like, new jars.
Well, no, because I would respawn at the beginning and I was just like, it takes a long time if you're hitting every single jar. And I was just like, I just want to beat the boss and get to the boss. So that actually helped. But I do agree with you that the boss fights were kind of like, eh.
Yeah, even the final boss fight, it was different, but it was nothing.
Nothing it was more what
it's what I wish it had done the whole game. Even if I had to do like that fight 3 different times, I would have been more interested than the boss fights I was given, and so I will say that. But I wish it was that, but bigger, because it was like you had to change up real time and like really adjust on the fly. Now you can pause this game at any time and do everything at your own pace. So
even that's multiplayer, which is surprising.
Yeah. So it doesn't penalize you for switching up. So it's not like some super complicated thing. But at the same time, you have to think about how you wanted to play that final boss fight. And I wish that all boss fights were like that throughout the gameplay.
Yeah, I agree.
One thing I wanted to bring up too is that I didn't realize this at first, but I saw all of a sudden the enemies were running away from me and they looked scared. And I killed them.
Because you're a strong man.
But then I felt bad. But it turns out that if you're like, 10 over them or something?
Yeah, if you're 10 levels above the enemies, they run away in fear.
And you don't get any points for killing them.
Correct.
So I killed them needlessly. But like seeing them run away from me and then Andrew told me that, I wasn't getting any points and they were like actually running from me. I felt terrible after.
Why? They're literally killing innocent people. And you're like, oh, they're scared.
One of them looked like a kitty cat. Some of them are cute. Some of the enemies are like really annoying and some of them are actually kind of adorable.
They're literally destroying the world.
You should have seen Keith's face when I said kitty cat. You have a cat.
I do. She's kind of a butthead. Stinks.
I feel like that's so many cat owners like response. They're just like, yeah, this cat needs to go. I've had it for 12 years now.
Oh no, I want her. She's like 10, 12 years old now, and I want her to live another 10 or 12 years.
I mean, she probably will. She's a cat.
She's my baby, but she's dumb. She's kind of a butthead.
You know what? Cats are such a gamble. Like you can get the evilest cat, the nicest cat, the dumbest cat. You don't know what you're getting.
I always say 1 in 8 cats are a good cat.
But when you get that one,
oh yeah, they're great.
Do you know what's funny? Cats love Andrew.
I know.
Andrew does not want a cat.
Like I said, when it's a good cat, it's a good cat.
No, but it's like
it's
so true
aren't.
that if you really like animals or you really like a particular animal, they will not go towards you. If you love dogs, that dog's going to go to the other person. If you love cats, they're going to go to the other person. It's really frustrating.
I don't know. Dogs will if they're a good dog, they'll go to anybody. It's just like, I love people.
When we visited you, Keith, your cat would always go to Andrew. And me and my sister wanted to pet your cat. And it was just like, heck no.
Cats, I'm not standing up for that. They will absolutely go to the person. It's because they know Andrew won't bother them. They're like, oh no, and he's just like, yes, I can just sit here and no one will bother me.
It's the same way too. If you have an allergy to cats know it, and they just want to rub all over you.
Or if you're afraid of dogs, they will come to you.
They smell fear. Anyway, back to the game. Enough of pet talk here.
Welcome back to Pet Talk.
Oh, but speaking of animals, and I don't want to jump ahead because it actually is an achievement too, but did you guys all experience true love, pony love?
I thought you had to get past there.
No, you didn't have to.
No, I figured it out later on. I'm slow.
Okay, I did.
I do like, that's what I mean. The achievements at least were funny. And like, that's just what I mean. This game was such a tease with its humor. Because sometimes it had a good joke. And I was like, this is great. But it's so far in between each other.
I wanted it to be more like absurd.
Oh, me too.
Like, just throw it all in there.
I know.
Don't have a mummy that can't talk. Like, have like fart jokes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm okay if they went immature. And it's
I think it's funny that you guys are so angry about the mummy. The mummy didn't bother me in the least.
If she farted, she wouldn't have bothered me.
I don't know. There was a lot of weird characters in the game. There was fish people, and
there was a guy who was a hammer and wanted to be turned back to a human, but in the end realized being a hammer is great.
But his story was sad. I don't know.
I mean, I guess kind of, but he learned to be happy with who he was. But I guess it's just, I don't know. You guys you're really hung up about a mummy, and I'm just with all these other characters.
Because you legitimately have a character called Danielle the Mummy, and you do nothing with her.
Okay, she's a mummy. What is she? Like, what does she tap dance for you?
No, no. What's her story? Was she born a mummy? Is there a whole civilization of people who are mummies? Did she die and she get resurrected as a mummy? Like, is she
Andrew,
intelligent? Is she rude?
You're definitely not born as a mummy. You die and then you become a mummy.
You don't know that. Not in this world. You're dealing with mutants.
But I will say your character is just like so rude and obnoxious.
There's a talking fox.
And so you think that when he went into like other forms, he would also be obnoxious. Or obnoxiously funny, I guess.
I think you're trying to like dispute me saying you were born a mummy. In a game where like you're literally a morphless baby who transforms into things.
You're born wrapped up. That makes perfect sense.
Yes, you are. Swaddled in baby clothes. Yeah, you're born wrapped up. Don't try to argue. I will beat you on this argument.
I would believe in dragons first.
This game has mutants and talking foxes, and you being born a mummy is apparently the most outlandish thing you could think is
because
upset
what
about.
is that stuff wrapped around your body? Why can't you just cut the slit where your mouth is and talk like in Hocus Pocus?
That's another good question. I wish this game answered it.
Like, how does she bathe if it's cloth?
How does she go to the bathroom? How does she go to the bathroom?
Maybe she doesn't. She's a mummy. I don't know.
How does she eat? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. She should be dead by now.
Again, I'm just going to stress the point that there's none of this background for any character here.
Yeah, but I think it's needed. Like, how does she eat? How does she do anything? Like I can see how a dragon can eat. I can see how a mouse can eat. No, there's something wrong with this story.
Are there ghosts that are born ghosts? Are they just ghosts? Is that a thing? Do they become ghosts? Because I'm just saying, to Andrew's point, now I have questions. Do ghosts have buttholes?
Well,
I don't know.
Hold on. Only you are the only ghost.
You're dead. A ghost is dead.
But so is a mummy.
That's true. But you're actually living flesh, so your flesh will decay if you don't give nourishment, right?
I guess mummies are
usually
involved.
But a ghost doesn't need nourishment, so they're okay.
She's not fully covered. She has skin showing.
We're talking way too much about.
Do you know what? Some mummy expert is gonna rip us apart.
Archaeologist listeners, let us know.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's so weird that you have a character and you call it Danielle the Mum and you do nothing with it. It's like, okay.
But I will say the characters are cute.
Yeah.
I loved the character designs. The enemy designs, I mean, like I said, there's a cute cat.
I do like, so your different forms you have, turtle, archer, guard, rogue, mermaid, zombie. Like, you have a ton of different ones. And I love just kind of, they had fun with a good amount of them. Like, I like the mermaid. It isn't like this sexy, beautiful mermaid. No, you're like a siren with like jagged teeth. And honestly, you look like a dead fish. I loved it. I thought the art style was just really cool in this game.
Yeah, same with the zombie even. I don't know. It just, everything felt, there was like a weird life to it, even though it was kind of a lifeless little world of I don't know, cartoonishness, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, everything's like cutesy and fun, but also kind of ghoulish in ways. I thought overall it was really good. I thought I wasn't overly impressed, I guess, with like the layout of the game. Nothing was really impressive about the different biomes that I went to, but I liked their ease of travel and the map along with it and the fast travel like Liz talked about. I think it was very well designed, but I think all of the characters were the best part of it.
Yeah, mechanic-wise, the biomes didn't do anything interesting, but I thought it made it easy to navigate. I knew what world I was in. I knew like the different parts of the map I was in because of how well diverse the areas were.
Wait, I just realized looking at this picture, they all have the black eyes.
You just noticed that.
You know what? Okay, first of all, it has been like 2, maybe 3 weeks since I've fully played the game. I played the game today, obviously, as a recap. But
you did not mention that last time we played this game. You did not realize.
I didn't mention it last time?
No.
Well, I'm looking at the picture, and I'm just like, I wonder what it would look like.
But it was in-game as well. In-game. The characters
you know
always
what?
had black eyes.
I realized it when I was playing before, but now I'm looking at the picture, I'm just like, I wonder what they would look like with eyeballs.
Oh my gosh.
What did you guys think of the enemies though? Because I think they're kind of forgettable.
They are.
But I also don't know if that's my memory.
No.
Because I remember some of them, but I don't think there was anything that I was really like, oh, this is a really cool enemy to fight.
Not too many had interesting mechanics. There was a couple later in the game that would summon like zombies from the dead corpses. So you kind of figure you got to go after them. Some of them would refresh the protective wards on them. So if you broke off their ward with dark damage, you would have to like sometimes do it again if they got replenished. But yeah, overall, like the enemies for the most part are pretty forgettable. But they were also pretty simple, and I like that because it made doing the quest pretty easy.
Oh, I just remembered there was that cave that was completely dark, and you had to light the lanterns, and the enemies would kind of like come at you through the dark.
Yeah,
I remember that cave was actually like really interesting, and I thought that it was a cool element to bring that.
Cool story.
I'm talking about graphics where it's dark and you have enemies coming at you. What are you talking about?
If nothing else, it was a good and another thing, and I agree with you, Liz. So thank you for mentioning it. Andrew, shove it.
Yeah, we're talking about graphics. That was graphical.
Should I delete that? Was that mean?
No, leave it in. Let people know that you're mean.
Your true colors are showing tonight, Andrew.
Yeah, I really like the graphics. I will say I was also a little disappointed. The dungeons design, even though like if you're in like a jungle, you're in like the mutant world. When it came to the dungeons, they were essentially still just hallways and paths and stairs. Like even though they had a slight different coloring and slight reskin, the dungeons really blended in together. I did not care for the dungeon designs. I thought they were fun, but I thought the designs of them were kind of bland.
I'm embarrassed to say it took me a while to figure out which way was up the stairs and which way was down.
Oh my gosh, Liz.
I remember like being with Andrew and like going around and be like, oh, no, that's the wrong way. But then I figured it out.
I mean, if I was playing with you, I'm like, no, Liz, we just came from that way. You're like, no, we didn't. I'm like, how did we just turn around one corner and we're at the stairs again? No, that is the one we came at.
I really have no sense of navigation.
You really don't.
Like, we keep coming back to the city that we live, and I can't tell you where anything is.
It's impressive. It's honestly really impressive.
But was also impressive, the music.
It is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Keith, were you going to say something?
Nothing important. And that's not even like no, nothing important, honestly. So it's fine.
I really like the music. There was one, I forget what I was trying to find it today and I didn't, but it reminded me, I think, of the 80s. I remember mentioning it to you, Andrew, that I was like, it was like really just like getting you jazzed. And not you jazzed, me jazzed. Just to clarify. And then I also thought it was really impressive that when I was playing the bodybuilder, I didn't find him too annoying with like, he was like,
his grunts. Yeah, his grunts every time he attacks.
So for me, it's like, in most games, they would have done that in a way that it would have been like, this guy needs to shut up. Or you would have just like switched characters or something. But yeah, for me, I didn't get sick of that. I didn't really get sick of any of the music.
No, I think it all changed fine enough. And it was, I don't know, it was good. It didn't annoy me.
I thought the music was very good, and it is on Spotify in case you're wondering. But yeah, the music you hear it a lot, and I liked it a lot. Like, there's a lot of times we're just playing, and like I'm just like listening to music, and I'm like, this is a jam. I like this song.
Do you know what? It's so weird. Keith was all about music when we first started this podcast, and now I feel like whenever I enjoy music, you're just like, yeah, it was. I didn't hate it. You know,
it's fine. It existed.
I'm just like wondering if we have like opposite tastes, or if you're just like not into music right now.
I don't know.
Because I feel like it's been a while since you've said, yeah, I listened to the soundtrack and I loved it.
That is true. Yeah, I can't remember the last time Keith said that.
Last week?
No, that was the same one where you were like, yeah, it was good. I liked it.
I mean, like, I'm talking about you getting excited. Like, I feel like with a lot of games, you know, like a year ago, you're like, yeah, I was listening to the whole soundtrack and I think it's really great. And now you're just I don't hate it.
Yeah, I do still think a lot of it goes back to I would run out of podcasts to listen to, and so I would just like pull up game soundtracks on my phone, and like while I was driving to work or home from work, I would just listen to those sometimes. Now I work from home all the time.
Because Keith, you were the one who taught me that awful phrase of that song lived in my head rent free. Never heard that song, that phrase before until you said it. I don't. And it's like, at one point you actually did like music, and now you're like, me, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, guys.
No, okay, whatever. We'll forgive you.
Sorry.
But I do have another thing that's pretty important for people here. If you are playing co-op, I don't know if this has been patched yet, but there is a generation... The game does have crossplay, but it does not have like a generation crossplay.
Well, so it's weird because it does, because you could host on a Series X and I could join your game, but you couldn't join from a Series X over to my game. So I had to jump over to Cloud Play so that it saw me playing on like the Series X level, and then we could crossplay both ways.
Yeah, correct. So if you are playing on a regular Xbox, you might just want to delete the game and play Cloud Play if you're playing with a friend who has a Series X game. Or as Keith said, you can join their Series X game. So just kind of something to be aware of. Hopefully they patched it, because I know from what I've heard, there's no issues playing PC and console. But so getting into the achievements though, this game overall I would recommend for achievement hunters.
Yeah, of course, because you and Keith got 1,000.
Yeah, and this game isn't terribly long. That's the other thing I really loved about Nobody Saves the World.
Andrew wasn't interested in how much I got.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I would love to hear. Let me guess. Let me guess.
I'm teasing you.
850.
What?
850?
No, I did beat the game, but it's not 850.
What is it?
It's 515.
Ooh.
I got
that's embarrassing.
24 out of 33.
I bet you wish I didn't let you finish how much.
I know. I was just teasing you. I didn't think you would actually go back and like, what is it?
And I had to figure it out.
I just wanted to interrupt you, to be honest.
But anyway, as I was saying though, this overall for Nobody Saves the World, for main story, you're looking at about 14 hours. It's not a terribly long game. If you want to complete it, you're looking between 18 to 25 hours, because there is a New Game Plus, in which the New Game Plus is actually pretty cool.
You can also be very sidetracked. I felt like I was very sidetracked, and it took
because you were looting all the stinking time.
Maybe. I like that there was an achievement called "Did you try turning it off and on again?" Because it just reminded me of a IT crowd.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so yeah, as far as the New Game Plus, one of the nice things that was, worked out for Andrew is that I was able to keep playing, and then he was able to just join my game and finish it off that way. So he was able to get that achievement for free.
Thank you, Keith.
Yeah, no problem. But the New Game Plus actually it's overall worth playing, but because you don't, like Andrew said, it doesn't add on a ton of gameplay to it, because you really don't have to focus on the story or any of the unimportant side missions. But the way the mission or the way the different towers or dungeons or whatever play out, it's a lot of fun and it's worth playing. But honestly, I think if we had sat down and done that start to finish, just co-op, I think the game is easily finishable, even completion, in under 10 hours. I mean, without counting large parts, but I think we were able to clear missions and like dungeons so quickly just with two people, because it doesn't really increase the difficulty. So that just playing co-op, I think, actually makes it go so much quicker.
Yeah, and then if you die while you're in co-op, your friend is only dead for like 8 or 10 seconds, and then they just spawn back with full health. So it makes it very easy. Yeah, just one person just has to keep running in circles and make sure they don't die for a few seconds, and then here's your friend.
So would you call this a good weekend cleanser?
I would say it's a little bit longer than a weekend game, unless you're like really, have the house to yourself and not doing anything all weekend. You could beat in a weekend, but I would say it takes about a week. Casual playing for a week.
Yeah, I think that's what it took me about. It's probably about a week.
I mean, yeah, we play a game a week, so yeah.
Yeah. How about that? Welcome to the podcast.
This is your first day. All right, but we're gonna get to our final thoughts here. So for me, Nobody Saves the World is a ton of fun. It's a lot of fun to play with friends. Well, specifically one friend because it's only 2-player co-op. But I just loved how this game is a role-playing game, but it changes up the formula a bit by, instead of just, hey, you killed monsters, here's a certain amount of XP you got, you have these quests that the quests make you unlock levels and get new forms, and you're always just changing things up. This game's just not stagnant. You don't have a, one form fits all and just, I can smoke everything with just this one character. The game constantly just is having you try new things, try new forms, explore new areas. And it was just, the gameplay is just a ton of fun. The story was just really disappointing for me. I thought the world was interesting. They just didn't do anything with it. So I'm hoping they come out with a sequel and actually have more fun with it. But I mean, that's just a minor gripe. I think the art style is great. I think the music is fantastic. The achievements were great. This is just a solidly fun game. So for me, this game, I'm going to give it an 88.
So I largely agree with everything Andrew said, as always, I guess, or sometimes, I think is a better. But I loved everything about Nobody Saves the World. I loved playing it when I was playing solo. I thought it was a ton of fun when I was playing co-op. I think the way that it drives you to actually change your own gameplay as you go through it, between the way the quests and the different, or between the way that the different quests work out and how you level up different characters, it was just always something new, and it felt fresh while I was playing it. Even if I was doing the same thing over and over again, I almost wish there was more to it, but I don't know what they would have needed to add. But it's definitely one of those games that, yeah, sure, I guess. I was fine with what it was in there, and I didn't care that there was a mummy either.
I'd love new forms. New forms would be cool.
So, yeah, I mean, some new forms would be cool. So, like, maybe like an expansion if they could build that, or like Andrew said, a whole new game. I think that would be cool. If I would like to see more of this world, or how they could build out something similar. So I would take more of this game, is what I guess I would say to it. And taking on a question, Andrew and Liz, I think you guys were talking about with It Takes Two. Like, I can't think of anything wrong with this game, or any reason I wouldn't want to play more of it, other than I just don't need to at this point. Yeah. But I think I've got to give it a solid 92.
But there's like 8 points more that you want to add to
it. I don't know.
Because I just hear you saying that, and I'm just like,
yeah, I know, 99, whatever. I don't give a perfect score. I just don't do that.
I'm just
92
teasing.
is like my highest scores.
92 just feels right.
Feels right.
I think that's a great score. You really like this game. I am going to give it an 89 because for me, I mean, I told you that about the story, how I was a little disappointed in the ending, And but I just love the characters. I love the gameplay. A little bit of burnout here and there. I remember stopping quite frequently. Like, I wasn't like, I have to play this game. But I also enjoyed it whenever I booted it up. And looking at Metacritic, Series X is 79 and 8.2. Xbox One, TBD, and 6.5. And someone who gave it a 60 said, despite the huge variety of moves and characters, this disappointing follow-up to Guacamole is let down by mindless combat and bland dungeon design.
It's guacamole. Guacamole is a food.
Guacamole?
Yeah.
Listen, do you know what is frustrating? The first time we recorded this, I said it right because I remember you not correcting me. So I'm just going to give that to myself, that I said it right the first time.
Okay. Congratulations.
Guacamole. I'll guacamole you.
All right. I think that's going to do it for us this week. I've been your hardcore gamer host, Angie. You can find me at Live at Firebird0952. If you have any game suggestions, please email us at GamePassCrapback@gmail.com. We're at Facebook at GPGB. We're at Twitter at GBGBpod. So come on by, say hi. We love game suggestions, and we love hearing from you, everyone. Thank you so much. We've gotten quite a bit of reviews on Spotify and Apple iTunes. So for all of you who have taken the time to write us a review or give us a review on Spotify, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it. We always love getting feedback and hearing what our fans have to say about us. So we love you all. Even the ones who don't give us a review, we still love you too. Thank you for tuning in. All right, Keith, I'll let you go now.
I've been Keith. If anyone's actually still listening, I'll put this out there. I've still got stickers just hanging around, and I don't know. So if anybody wants them and you're still listening now, Curtis, sorry. I'll figure it out. I don't know how time zones work and things, so I'll figure that out. But if you're anyone else and you want some stickers and you're still listening, let us know. I'll even handwrite a thank you card. I'll even do that.
Yeah, so if you want a free sticker, I guess, just email us your mailing address.
Wow, even I don't know what Keith's handwriting looks like.
It's not great.
Good. It's not great.
It's better than mine.
I need to create like a fake Twitter account and be like, I want a sticker.
It's better than mine.
Literally look on our Twitter, Liz. Javier from Nerd Talk Plus. He got some stickers, and he took a picture of my handwritten note. Or on Facebook.
How did I miss that?
I don't know. He did it. It was either on Facebook or Twitter. I don't know. Someone look it up.
So while supplies last, we promise we won't do anything nefarious with your mailing address. We'll just send you a free sticker.
No, I'll even put my return sticker on there. So I guess you'll know my address.
You'll
too.
know where Keith lives.
Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe don't say that actually.
You guys could return Keith like a dead possum in the mail.
Yeah, please don't
mail
do that.
Mail Keith some dead possums.
Yeah, no, please don't do that.
Possums are so hated, and they're so cute, and they are actually really incredible. I just wanted to say that
because they are a weird looking creature. It's like a rat and a raccoon.
I was reading this whole thing about how they're awesome.
I don't know. They're good creatures.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, they can't get Lyme. They don't carry Lyme disease, so they can't carry more of it.
We keep getting on tangents about animals.
I'm Liz Noob, gamertag, comment I'm Dean, and I'm on Twitter at Liz Noob. Noob is EW, and I am a cat lover and a possum lover. Oh, possum. We didn't even get into lizards. How much do you love lizards? Oh my gosh, I saw a lizard yesterday. It was hiding in like this barrel, and I went. Do you know what?
I was at work and I literally received like 10 texts about Liz, how excited she was.
Shouty capitals.
Yeah.
Piper didn't care. Just like, oh, cool, Mom.
Great, a lizard. Okay. Carry on. Where are my goldfish, please?
All right, we're gonna end it here. Thank you all so much for joining. We love you all. See you again next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.